It all starts with a dead girl.
Hello and welcome to Akitori. I'm your host Torloth, and today I want to talk about Blooper Team's latest and greatest, The Medium. The Medium is more a thriller than horror game. There are tense moments, but for the most part it's a psychological thriller. In The Medium you control Marianne, a spiritual medium. The game starts with a super heavy scene where you help Marianne get her father ready for his own funeral, as her stepfather Jack was the owner of a funeral home, The Last Goodbye. I want to point out the powerful performance made in this opening scene. It had me and my brother tear up, as she lost her father only a couple of years ago, and it was very emotional for us. I also would like to point out the excellent use of camera angles and lighting to bring a superb and foreboding horror movie aesthetic to life.
Since I was little, I've had this.
The Medium feels like a game made in 1999, with the fixed camera angles, the notes acting as plot breadcrumbs. This game is focused on environmental storytelling with the dilapidated Niva resort. Then there's the other world, the surreal one, built with all sorts of things based on paintings from a Polish painter whose name I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce. The music in the game is also good, using both Blooper Team's in-house
It always felt so real.
Agaris
Blood on my cheek.
Kuski,
Cold sweat
I hope I did that right, and Japanese composers Akira
I managed to convince
Yamaoka
myself it really happened.
of Silent Hill fame. The end credit song, Voices, is really good.
Part of me, I could never.
I want to talk about how I'm playing the game here. The footage you're seeing here was recorded on my PC, which is RTX 2080 with a Ryzen 9 3900X. The game is pretty heavy, even when I capped it at 1080p 30. With a few minor adjustments, I got it up to 1440p 30 and ran a lot smoother with recording it via Shadowplay. The game has some frame pacing issues, but for the most part, it's pretty good. Could be improved, and I hope they do for people to play it later. But I hear that's about the same as it is on the Series X. The game looks stunning, and some scenes could pass for real life, like this opening cutscene here with this gratuitous, real-time ray trace reflected statue here. Though sometimes the animation doesn't hold up, but for the most part it does a decent job. Remember, this is a rather small team in Poland. With fixed camera angles comes interesting ways to control the character. For the most part, I'd say I like it. It's a lot like the modern control scheme for the HD version of Resident Evil, but with a few more interactive buttons since you have two worlds to control. Let's talk about the split screen mechanic. Normally used to solve puzzles and talk with members of the spirit realm.
Yeah.
There are a few times where you can use a looking glass to switch between the worlds, which becomes important to solve puzzles later on.
It's like he never. Damn it.
I don't think that it's a bad mechanic or it's poorly implemented. I think some people are not going to like it, but with the split screen mechanic also comes out-of-body experiences. I've never died from an out-of-body experience, but you can just recall your spirit almost anywhere, so it is pretty good.
Let's do this the other
So,
way.
time to admit that I really like that experimental film, Conversations with Other Women, that was shot entirely in split screen. And the two-world mechanic is a lot like that. But that's not the only use of the medium powers. You have insight vision, which I show off here to get the tie clip, so I can see it.
I used to think I'd
where
never
you can
fit
just
in.
notice things.
Jack,
You'll also notice that Marianne's looking
he
at
didn't
other
mind my
things
weirdness.
that she can interact
He
with.
kept telling me I was special.
Honestly, there's a lot going on in this game,
Keep hissing at me.
and I
Who do you
think
think's gonna feed
one
you
thing
now?
that might turn people off is the asking price. Now, I played it on Game Pass, so that completely eliminates the price factor for me, but that will not do it for other people. I was sitting in the car and we were talking about it, me and my mom, back and forth with how the plot went, how the breadcrumbs were, and how much we enjoyed the story, and how she got over, like the little mistakes I made along the way. But when my brother
Here you
goes,
go. What's your
well,
price?
would you buy it for, it's
Glad to see
$60
you're still kicking
Canadian.
around.
I have to say, after playing it, I think that's a little much. I don't think the game isn't good. Don't get me wrong. It's such a fantastical game.
We lived upstairs.
It has
in Jack's
such
funeral home.
An
It
interesting
wasn't as weird
premise
as it sounds.
and idea,
Besides,
and
if it
clearly a
wasn't for
lot of
that,
work
I may never
and
have learned to
ambition
use my
was
powers.
poured into this project. It oozes people cared about it from start to finish. The rough edges are so minor in comparison to the lovingly crafted world, the beautiful painted, creepy other world.
Jack
This was a passion
taught me to
project,
accept
clearly.
my condition. Of all
This is
my
a game
foster
that
parents,
they probably wanted to
he
make
was
for a
the
very
only
long
one who
time.
saw it as a gift
And
not a
the
curse.
funding and the stars aligned, and they could finally make it happen. The split world mechanic is not something that's easily rendered, and again, watching the way my PC handled it, or tried to handle it, was interesting to say the least. I don't give scores to
Jack's
games
in the prep room.
at all. I don't feel that that's fair. I don't think that a number can justify how one feels about a game. But overall, this is an excellent game, which is the highest rating I have on my word-based rating board. Yes, the animations are a little rough. Yes, some of the materials kind of pop in. There are issues with the game, but for the most part,
Here it is.
it's such an interesting and different sort of game. There's not much else like it. And I think even comparing it to Blooper Team's older games is disingenuous. It doesn't play like them. Not at all. I've played Observer, and my brother played Layers of Fear, and the medium is not the same at all. It's much more driven on its narrative. Speaking of the narrative, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of the key components are told to you through something similar to an audio log, notes that you find scattered around. You find all these postcards signed by someone named F. I was like, well, maybe something happened before he could mail them. I was like, well, why didn't he mail them? And there is an answer for that, and I don't want to spoil it at all, but I honestly can't fault the game because plot-wise, mostly everything is mentioned and nothing is left to the imagination except the ending. The ending is not clear. I'm not going to spoil anything. Spoiler-free review here. I'm showing you footage completely from the beginning section of the game for that reason. But looking at the whole game, the ending was the only downside. It was like one of the worst things because it's kind of left up to interpretation to what actually happens. And I don't hate that. It kind of left a sour taste in my mouth when we finished it. And my mom was like, what happened? She wanted to know. She was that invested in the game. Start to finish. Mom was invested. It's nice to get her to sit there and think, and we were going through the timeline. We were basically that dude just, yeah, this is how this works. Because we're like, well, why is she here? Why is this there? What is going on? Solving things. And I made a bold prediction early on that turned out to be not entirely correct. I do think it is a fantastic looking game. If you're just looking for a technical showcase,
I guess you're ready.
this is probably not the game for you. If you like spooky games or psychological thrillers, this is a cool game. I just want to get one thing clear before I sign off here and leave you with some unaltered footage of the first part of the game here to kind of give you a teaser to see if you actually want to play it or not. There is no fighting in this game. Everything is basically solve a puzzle. It is work through the problem in a way a normal person would. There's no fighting. There's no weapons. There is a defensive shield mechanic that I think will be shown off later in this footage. I think fighting a bunch of enemies or, doing something like that would just ruin the atmosphere and ruin what this game is. It's a psychological thriller adventure game in the old style of adventure game logic. Yes, there are scenes where you run from a monster or something, but those scenes are few and far between. And as the game states, it definitely is designed to be played on a controller, and the sound is mixed for headphones ideally, but speakers on a TV worked fine for me. They have a mode for it. It works all right. With that said, I think you should just watch what there is to see here and listen to what Marianne says and decide whether you want to see the mystery of Neva. Until next time, matane.
What the hell? Guess you felt it too, huh? And then it happened, as it did so many times before, just when I thought my day couldn't get any worse.
Oh, where is that darn notebook? I'm gonna be late. I need to find that. Marianne? Marianne, are you crying, my child?
It's fine, Jack.
Now, you didn't happen to see my notebook, did you, darling? My memory's a bit fuzzy. So much for aging gracefully, eh? Where is that thing?
Listen, Jack. You should probably get some rest. Forget the notebook.
Oh, no. I've got so much work, my dear.
It's okay,
I know,
Jack.
I can't just... What?
Let it go. It's not important.
You are crying. What's wrong, dear? Oh, why is it so cold in here? Where is that damn notebook?
It's okay, Jack. It's okay.
My sweet little Marianne. What would I ever do without you?
Jack. Don't worry about it. It's time to get some rest.
Oh, Marianne.
Yeah?
Oh, I'm worried about the surgery. When I'm at the hospital, are you sure you're going to be all right?
Yes, Jack. It's gonna be fine.
I promised myself once I would never let anything happen to you. Not while I'm around.
I'll be fine. I promise.
No risky stuff then. Huh? All right?
All right, Jack. Now, get some rest.
I need... Oh, yes. Be good, Marianne. I love you, my child. I've loved you since the moment you walked into my life. Remember that. Always.
Most people would give anything to have that opportunity. To say all the things that were left unsaid. But it didn't make things any easier. I could help 1,000 souls cross over, but when it came to Jack, it still hurt like hell. I love you too, Daddy. I used to think everyone saw the world the way I did. Divided. Torn between two realities. But no. I was the only one. Or so I thought. We're closed. There's another funeral home across town. I can give you the number.
Marianne.
Who is this?
You don't know me, Marianne, but I know you.
Look, if this is a joke...
You need to listen to me, Marianne.
Okay, I'm hanging up.
I know what you are.
What? Who is this?
My name is Thomas. I need your help.
Listen, if that's all you've got, I'm...
No, there's more. I can give you the answers you've been looking for your whole life. But I need you to trust me.
Trust you? I don't even know you.
It all starts with a dead girl.
What did you say?
The Neva Resort. Find me there. Please. The light, it's almost gone. It's not dark yet, but it's getting there. You're the only one who can stop it. You're my only chance.
Hello? Hello? Shit. And off I went, on nothing but a hunch. A call from a complete stranger. But I'd learned to trust my instincts, and there was something about this guy, his voice. Felt like I should know him. Either way, he sure seemed to know me. The Neva Workers Resort. Right off the bat, I could feel there was something off about that place. You want to keep me out, Neva? You're gonna have to do better than that. Not a whole lot of people knew about Neva. It used to be a government-owned vacation resort. Until one day it just stopped. And so an urban legend was born. The Neva Massacre. The details were always fuzzy. Crazed workers, ancient curses. You know, the usual. Huh. Hello. What's this? Looks like an old fort. Might be my way in. Something happened here. The split would come and go. If a place had a story to tell, well, I guess I was there to listen. The place felt old and soaked in misery. Figures, I guess. 1,000 years of history doesn't just happen. It's paid for. But even in the deepest darkness, light can linger. Lonely, fragile, waiting for someone to embrace it. As I absorbed the energy, I wondered who it was that left it behind. A dying soldier whispering the name of his beloved? Or maybe just glad to be done with this world? In any case, I figured I could use it. Energy's energy, right? Whew. So that worked. Good for you, Marianne. These powers of mine, as much of a pain in the ass as they were, they did come in handy sometimes. So there I was, existing in two worlds, but never really living in either. are you, Neva? The aura in that place. I've seen others like it, but never this intense. It was like a landfill of memories, emotions, and none of them good. Hey, old-timer. Now, what's a fine machine like you doing in a place like this? Doubling as a spare bedroom, apparently. Hope you don't mind if I, pop your trunk? Not much here. Although, this could come in handy. Ow! Shit! What the hell? So began the great dumpster heist of 1999. I'm starting to get tired of your shit, Neva. You better be worth it. So it's true. The Neva massacre. I need to find this Thomas guy and get the hell out of here. Hello? Anyone? Thomas? You there? Hello? Thomas? Easy, Marianne. It's just a good old-fashioned haunted hotel. Calm your ass down and answer the bell. You startled me.
I did, didn't I? You look real scared. I'm Sadness.
Marianne. Sadness. Is that your name? I mean, you seem pretty cheerful to me.
Well, it's what I remember. My friends used to call me by a different name. But I don't remember what it was.
Your friends?
Oh yeah, I used to have a lot of friends here. But they're all gone now.
Did something happen to them?
I don't really want to talk about it.
That's okay. So, do you live here? All by yourself?
You wouldn't believe how boring it gets sometimes.
I can imagine. This place must have been...
Oh yes, so busy. People coming and going all the time. Always someone to play with.
Must have been nice.
It was. Not anymore.
So... tell me, what happened?
I remember. People stopped coming. Only a few of them stayed. But they became very sad. Very angry. They might hurt you.
Thanks. But I can take care of myself. Hey, I was wondering, have you seen...
Marianne?
Yes.
Would you play with me? Just for a little while. It's been so long since I played with anyone.
Oh, okay. But I need your help first.
Yes. Yes! Anything,
I'm
Marianne!
looking for a man. Thomas. Do you know him?
Let me think. I've heard that name before. Somewhere.
Take your time.
Oh yeah. The second floor. We can look there. Come on. Hurry,
Wait!
Marianne.
I can't go that way! Damn. I need to get up there somehow. Hey, an elevator. Might as well see if it works. Sadness. I wished I knew her real name. gotta move fast. An out-of-body experience. It's like taking a plunge into nothingness. Stay under for too long and it just pulls you in. Okay, Okay. Now where did she go? Huh. What is that? Okay. Not getting through here. Holy shit. I didn't even know I could do that. Sadness?
Yes. I'm working on it. Yes, I know. Yes. I understand. Just give me some time. A few days. you'll get what you want.
Ugh, that voice. I don't know why, but it gives me shivers. Looks like the only way. Great. What was that? This room. It feels cold. Memories of grief, loneliness.